follow the right Wabbit. Well, hello there, and welcome to an update video. And today I'm going to talk about the XRP price chart. Nobody really cares what the price is right now, and if you do, you should stop caring, because it really doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's in accumulation mode, and that is as good as it gets. But I'm going to give you a few insights. So if anything is to go by, or if we have anything to go by from the 2013 to the 2018 bull run, was that if we look outside the box, which I regularly do, XRP hit the 6.6 fib dead on here, which was 38 cents, and then it rose to £3 or $3.44, which is the 58.9 fib. And I put the 0.9 there because, you know, it could have just been 58, let's be honest. All right, but the numbers are interesting because the 15, if we zoom in, and this is using TradingView with the Bitstamp data, but, you know, I like it. But interestingly, see these pretty much hit the right zones all the way up, and it's interesting because you've got 15, 22, and 58.9. If we look at Gematria for XRP, 58, 22, 14, and if we type Ripple, we've got an entirely different set of numbers. They don't seem to fit beautifully, or do they? Let's have a look in a minute. But XRP, they do really fit well. So we go back to that chart. 22, 50, I've definitely seen XRP equaling 15 somewhere. I can't even remember where. Let's try RIPPLE. 134. Nope, we'll just leave it as that. I've seen it 15 somewhere, doing something. Chaldean, that was it. If we add, close those options, show the ciphers, and have a little look at Chaldean, and there we get the 15, that's right. Okay, Fibonacci. So that bull run, they really did match the Gematria for XRP exceedingly well. You could have bet your bottom dollar on those pretty much. 6.6, I mean, other than being very close to the number of the big man in the red, in the fiery sea, I'm not so sure about that one. Anyway, so if we were to literally do exactly what happened then again, then we'd get to $22 there, all the way up to $199, $195. I mean, if this were just like a normal bull run, you know, why not? Why not? Why not indeed? You know, why sell at $10? Or even $13, the 113. Why? Why would you sell? I know I'm not going to be. I'm not going to sell one iota at all. I'm waiting for the big days. I'm hopefully going to sell anything else if we do have an all-season type thing, or I'm going to sell everything else that I've got. And yeah, I'm not fully in on XRP because just in case XRP is the last to go, as the wonderful BCB would tell us. If it is the last to go, anything else that I've got will be reinvested into XRP. So interesting. I found that interesting. Now, if we look at the same chart on charts.cointrader, we get a slightly different result using the coin market cap. But interestingly enough, it's still quite interesting. So just pull this across a sec. But look at the fibs here and the areas it attains. Well, on this chart, we get 7.7, which add together you get 14. 13's in that sort of range, but then 66 up the top. So again, the number of the big red ugly thing, especially if you just do another 0.6. So that's a little bit weird, but it's completely different stats. And if you repeated the same again, you get $233. Now, in terms of the right here, right now, what are you doing? What do you want to do? Is there really any point in thinking, right, is XRP going to go down? Is there any point in selling to reaccumulate? I mean, you gotta make that decision on your own. And if you look at the threshold of where XRP was last time and where it is now, last time before it took off, we were down here. Does that mean it's going to go back down there, down to 27 cents? I don't know. If we get down to 20 cents, that's lawsuit. That's lawsuit levels. But if we see in the previous bull run, we do attain that level. If the algorithm is to play out in a very similar way, we do attain that level. But my argument I've mentioned in other videos is that the lawsuit forced that that gap to be filled much earlier. And as we know, everything is planned, and it's getting ready for the big days. So is it conceivable to say, okay, well, it's already touched down the bottom. Has it then touched the threshold above, which was the 0.044? Because it hit the 0.0222 or 22. That is where the lawsuit is, or sorry, there at the 222. It's broke through actually. And the 44 would be the threshold. You would think, actually, possibly this little zone here, could it have filled that gap already? Because it broke down through, and then it spent some time at the 44 before breaking off, and out it went to the $2 range. And of course, when it hit its low here, it didn't come back down to the 2.2 until much later. Sorry, yeah, no, it did straight away here. Okay, so it touched it quite a few times, really. So, yeah, I don't know. There's no reason. There are analysts out there that think, yeah, we're coming back down. We've got to fill all these gaps again. They've only touched them once, kind of thing. But you could argue, once, twice, 3 times, the 4th time here in this cycle. This has been resistance all the way through here, and now, to be honest, this threshold here, the 66 cents, 66 again, isn't it? If you look all the way across, it is a zone of resistance. It really is. Right across there, and we're touching it right now. So do we break back through like we did here and just go a little bit lower down to 52 cents? I don't know, really. I kind of feel that trend line is broken, but look, it's touched it a little bit there. It did touch it. It's touched it again. Are we going to see a bounce back up, or are we going to push on down through, perhaps get down to the 51 cent level, or even lower? I think a lot's got to happen with Bitcoin for us to get back down into these levels. I don't think anything else happens other than a Bitcoin scare event, or some kind of event that will take us right back down into the 27 cents range. But we shall see. But it's reacting perfectly to this line here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna say for now we don't break back through it. I'm thinking, and I'll tell you why I'm thinking this. I know we're still in the season of sacrifice, according to some people, but let's head over to Twitter now. an interesting tweet here. Lo Satoshi highlighted this. Really interesting. Which really is my birthday, says David Swatch, on the 16th of November. I should do a poll for people to guess my age. And then, of course, this guy, Panos, you were born on the 16th of November, 1969, David, etc., etc. And, of course, we know Elon Musk's birthday, 28th of June. And Satoshi shows us that was 589 days apart. That is insane. If that is a genuine birth date, genuine year, that is insane. Absolutely insane. If you don't believe in some kind of, well, I mean, if that is real, that's some serious Matrix shit going on there. Anyway, let's carry on down. Yeah, little thing to say. In the coming months, I think we're going to see some real crazy shit. And, you know, I have learned some lessons on Twitter, especially back in the early days, years ago, when I loved football and different things like that. I'd get the Twitter rages. I don't anymore. I'm a lot more peaceful. But I did recently realize I had a little bit of a grudge against someone who pissed me off one time. And I hadn't been mature enough to get over it. So I'm over it now. Someone reminded me of a good lesson. And I will say negativity attracts negativity. Find a way to be positive, all right? Just see the better things in life. Apologize if you're wrong. Move on, all right? Don't expect an apology back. It doesn't matter. Just move on from any stuff you don't like. Don't hold a grudge. Positivity attracts more positivity. That is the law of correspondence, and the law of attraction. What you think about and what you feel comes back to you, and it just does. I'm living that life. It's just happening all the time. As soon as I decide to manifest something, there it comes. The answers appear. So that's my advice for you. Anyway, moving on. Clever coin, if they've introduced their 100% APR staking migration, and you got to stake your Clever as of yesterday and the day before for 3 months in order to get 100% back. And I think you even get some other bonuses from their KFI coin as well. I did have some Clever, and that is now staked. Not all of it though, because the show is about to commence. Do we not think? Max Egan is back on Twitter. Loads of people are back on Twitter. I dare say the Trump Meister will be back on Twitter in no time. You know it's coming. Elon Musk buying Twitter that's a thing that I think it's all part of a show. I think it's going to rally the noise that's going to come up in the next few months. I think there's going to be some massive narratives. But let me show you why I think there's a lot of noise as well. Now, he initially bought 9.2% of the shares, and now he's looked to complete for 43. And there was another report that said 44 and 43. Okay, there's two different reports, and you often see that in these things. After a little bit, Adventure Bears says the sun is firmly in the bull now. It's past the 444 energy of 22.4. Interesting times, and I've just highlighted that the timeline. Mr. Cugs shows us the 123 plus the 321 equals 444. Now that certainly is interesting. Is this a turning point? We shall find out. Interestingly to also find out, if I can find my tweet to the other guys, where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so Zen of Machiavelli, he's shown here that Elon Musk on 21st of December 2017 said, "I love Twitter. You should buy it then. how much is it, etc., etc. And 21st of December to April 25th was 4 years, 4 months, and 4 days. That is when we, between his initial show of interest and his show of interest, basically telling us that he's buying it. Interestingly, though, it was the 4-4 when it was learned that he had acquired 9.2% as well. So there's a lot of symbology going on here, all about the 4-4. Now, you'll be pleased to know the 4-4, I think, means something far bigger as well. Far, far bigger. And I'm going to reveal on the 12th of May why I think the 4-4 is important. So come back on the 12th of May to get an update on that. The 12th of May is the 132nd day of the year. It's also the day that Elon crashed the market last year. And I think it's going to be highly connected to Elon. So I said it's the 132nd day of the year. Well, thanks to Adventure Bears a while back finding this, but 9.2% of a day is 2.2 hours or 132 minutes. So we've got the 9.2%, and I suspect the 12th of May is going to be very important, which is the 132nd day of the year, 132nd minutes of 132 minutes of 9.2% is a day. The 44th day of the year is 213. You've got the 44, 213, 132. It's all linking in. Interestingly to that, the other report mentioned 43 days after May, and after May the 12th, that day, 43 days takes you exactly to the Freemasons' Grand Lodge opening in London on the 24th of June. So there's a lot of interesting dates connecting here. 4 astronauts, crew 4, set to launch on April 27. That's interesting. That is interesting because I remember Dwight Snoot. He had some kind of event. I think it was he linked the Mushroom Cloud event to that day. We're already there, the 27th of the 4th. So I don't know if you're going to get anything from that decode. And if we do, I think he'll be absolutely chuffed. I've got some interesting things to talk about Mr. Paul and the links of 589, but that will come in coming weeks. Other than that, I would say if you are still thinking about buying XRP, it's still a very good accumulation place. Yes, I know it could go down, but it's still so cheap, especially when it's going to get up there. And I believe it will get up there. I believe it will. I'm going to try something for you. Let's do the 666. The 666 takes us to £38. Interesting. And I do one more. I always like looking at the previous bull run and looking right out. Some interesting things to play around with. But anyway, the 58 and the 4, the 15 and the 22 from this particular chart was very, very interesting. I'm going to follow it up this year, see how we get on. Obviously, getting back down to the 22 right down to the bottom is feasible. So we'll just see how that pans out. Interesting, between David and Satoshi, it was 1966 days. I haven't found any other than England winning the World Cup in their red strip back then. I'm sure there were plenty of other things that happened in 1966, but I need to look a bit more into that. But I do find that quite interesting. 1,966 days between David Schwartz and Satoshi. And I think I'm just going to keep it a little bit shorter tonight. That is going to be me. I don't want to rabbit on. I don't want to wabbit on. If anybody knows when Bearable Guy did this post here. It was sometime 4 years ago on the Reddit forum. I just can't figure out when. If any of you know, please let me know. But yeah, I've got some exciting decodes coming up, and join me for those. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Have a lovely one. Take care, and all the very best.